partner is a minister, and we have a joke in the house. I'll say, on Sunday at 4 o'clock, I'll say, you know, honey, that spiritual principle that you were spouting so eloquently on the pulpit today, not really seeing it in action at the moment. You know, because we all, we all fall down. We're all just striving. So much of the media is to say that, oh, this person is perfectly beautiful and they never have a problem and they never have. When people say to me, I want to be famous, I want to be really successful, I say to them, that's great. Are you willing to be that uncomfortable? So I saw all this stuff like The Secret and stuff coming out that said, oh, just change your thought and everything will change. And I worked in a lot of workshops and stuff like that, and I said, you know what? We all know this. It is the truth. How come we have so much trouble doing it? How come we take on that positive thought, and in 2 minutes we're back
to the other one?
And I did these workshops, I created them, and I realized that if you had a positive thought that was associated with a painful situation, so let's say you as a child said, I can do this, and someone slapped you across the face and said, no, you can't, you stupid. Anytime you think the thought, I can do this, you feel uncomfortable sensations in your body because of that. The child very quickly learns that the positive thought, the I can do this, is what caused the discomfort. So they learn to, and I don't call it sabotaging, I call it a protective thought. They take on the thought, I can't do this, to not feel that discomfort. So, in order to hold your positive thought, if it's one you've had trouble holding, you have to be willing to experience the discomfort that comes with it. So Lucy Arnaz, who's a wonderful singer-actress, she studied thought exchange with me. And I was winning a Lifetime Achievement Award at the MAC Awards, and she was presenting it to me. So we're backstage pacing the floor, and because she has to go out there and, you know, expound on my virtues for 5 minutes, and then I have to go out there and win an award and sing and whatever that means. And so she's pacing, and suddenly she stops and she says, wait a minute, thought exchange. What are my sensations? She said, my throat is tight, my stomach is churning, and my hands are shaking. And just as she said that, the announcer said, ladies and gentlemen, won't you welcome the one, the only, the magnificent Miss Lucy Arnaz. And she stopped and she went, I can go out there with that. And she walked out. And that's the thing. So people, we do a disservice to people when we either tell them, oh, just do this and it'll be fine, or when we pretend that we don't have the problems that they have. And so I created Thought Exchange, this book, overcoming...
Oh, yeah, you might be able to put it, keep going. You might be able to put it up the screen.
Overcoming our resistance to living a sensational life. It has a double meaning. To feeling our bodies, to feeling what happened. And of course, at the time when our inner child went through these things, those were real danger signals. We're not in the same danger now, but we feel it. And we try to suppress it, and we take pills, and we drink, and we do. And I say, do your best, and it ain't easy, to be with it. And so that you are, listen, they always say, the show must go on. Ruth Gordon, I loved her. She said, the show must go on. That's the stupidest thing I ever heard. If there's anything that doesn't have to go on, it's a show. The reason they say the show must go on is because if I didn't go on the stage every time I felt nervous about going on the stage, I'd never go on the stage. You know, it would be, so I wrote the Thought Exchange, and I wrote 2 sequels. There's a book called The Healing Power of Negative Thoughts and Uncomfortable Sensations, and then there's a workbook about it.
And you do work sessions.
I do workshops in New York and in Norwalk, and people can go to thethoughtexchange.com to find out where they are. And I do private sessions, and